Continue with Act 4, Scene 1. Fine. This is already I told you it's a trial scene. Antonio and Sherlock are there in court. The Duke is there. So Duke, go one and call the Jew into the court. So Duke ordered someone, let somebody go and bring the Jew into the court. Who's the Jew here? Sherlock. Celerio, he is ready at door. He comes, my lord. Celerio said. He is waiting at the door and is ready to come in. There he comes, my lord. Enter Shylock. Duke, make room and let him stand before our face. The Duke said, give way to him, give way to the Jew, and let him stand before us. Then he addressed the Jew and said, Shylock, the world think, and I think so too, that thou but leadest this fashion of thy malice. Malice means the ill feelings, clear? Your hatred, right? The cruelty. To the last hour of act. Fine. So what he is saying? Shylock, the world thinks, Shylock, people think, and I think so too. And I also think that thou but leadest this fashion of thy malice to the last hour. The people think, and I also think the same, that you are simply leadest this fashion of thy malice means you are simply maintaining this show of cruelty towards Antonio till the last moment. Till the last hour of the act means till the last moment you are maintaining this show of cruelty. And then it's thought, thou shalt show thy mercy and remorse more strange than is thy strange apparent cruelty. Clear? We think that you are showing this cruelty till the last hour, last moment, and then when the time come to exact the penalty, clear, from his body, when the time come for you to cut the pound of flesh, thou shalt show thy mercy and remorse more strange. At that time you would show greater and more surprising mercy and compassion then is thy strange apparent cruelty. Then the strange cruelty which you are now showing. When the time come, when the exact time of come to have your penalty, at that time you will show greater and more surprising mercy and compassion than the strange cruelty that you are showing right now. And where thou now exact the penalty which is pound of this poor merchant's flesh, thou wilt not only lose the forfeiture, but touched with human gentleness and love, forgive the moiety of the principal. Moiety means portion, right? Principal means main amount. And where thou now exact the penalty, it is thought that you do not really intend this cruelty. People, we think that, right? And it is also thought, we are also thinking that where thou now exactest the penalty, that whereas you are now asking for the penalty, clear, which is the pound of flesh from this poor merchant's body. And when the exact time comes, what would you do? Thou wilt not only lose the forfeiture, but touched with human gentleness and love, forgive the moiety of the principal. When the exact time comes to cut the pound of flesh, you would not only give up the demand for the penalty, you would not only give up your demand for his flesh, but touched with human gentleness, but even forgive him. Forgive a moiety of the principal. You will even forgive him the certain portion of the principal amount which he owes to you. Clear? Because you are touched with human gentleness and love. Glancing an eye of the pity on his losses, that have of late so huddled on his back, in order to press a royal merchant down and pluck commiseration of his state from brassy bosom and rough heart of flint, from stubborn Turks and Tatars, never trained to office of tender courtesy. We all expect a gentle answer, Jew. So what is saying? Glancing an eye on the pity of the losses on his losses. Glancing an eye on pity on his losses, it is thought that you would just consider his losses. You will look at his losses with pity. Clear? The losses that of late so huddled on his back, oppress royal merchant down and pluck commiseration of his state. Clear? Commiseration of his state. Pluck commiseration means to draw the pity. Fine. So what he's saying, we just glance the eyes on his losses that have so late huddled on his back, oppress to royal merchant down. And why we are expecting that you will forgive a certain amount of the principal, the portion of the principal amount. Clear? In view of the losses which have recently overtaken his princely state, which has recently overtaken this princely merchant in such a large number. Clear? Those losses are so heavy as to crush him. Clear? And pluck commiseration of his state from the brassy bosom of rough heart flint. And the losses have made him so pitiable that the losses have crushed him, so that they can arouse for him the sympathy of even the brassy bosom, the hard-hearted and the savage persons. Clear? From the stubborn Turks and Tatars, the sympathy of the persons like the Turk who never. His losses have crushed him, that have laid so huddled on his back. The losses that has pressed upon this merchant. Clear? To press a royal merchant, the losses are enough to ruin a noble merchant, and his losses can draw pity even in the hard-hearted and savage people, even from the stubborn Turks and Tatars who are never trained to show pity on someone. Clear? His condition is like that even the Turks and the Tatars. Clear? Who are the Turks and the Tatars? They are the Asiatic races who are uncivilized, which even the Elizabethan people think them to be uncivilized. Fine. So he said even the Turks and the Tatars who have never been taught to show mercy, even they will feel pity on his condition. His condition is like that his condition can draw pity even in the heart of the Turks and Tatars, who are never known to this feeling of pity. We all expect a gentle answer, Jews. Now, Jew, we are all expecting your gentle answer. Will you show your mercy to Antonio or not? So, children, revise it till here. Rest will do tomorrow. Fine? Thank you.